Look, I know this makes me a complete goober, but I love history. Not the kind where the person makes you regurgitate names and dates over and over and over. I like the kind where a little light over the stern can help illuminate the present and the future. For example, in the 1940s, the World Health Organization defined health in this way. They called it a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease. This includes peace, shelter, education, food, income, a stable ecosystem, sustainable resources, and social justice. Wow. Well, over the next 2 decades, they may have defined it holistically, but the practitioners at the time treated it as just the absence of disease. That's all. By the time we get to the 1980s, big hair and polyester, Duran Duran, mullets, the wellness providers said, you know what, we need a new term because health is just too limiting. Let's call it wellness and give it a nice broad definition to include the whole person. They did. It sounded just like the version back in the 1940s. But by this time, the practice of wellness started recognizing the importance of physical and psychological aspects onto a person's overall health. Nice. By the time we get to the 2000s, it was time to change out the name tags again because, as we were told, physical and psychological aspects are not all that's involved. So, the new term was dubbed well-being, and it was given a nice broad definition, which actually sounded an awful lot like the original definition back in the 1940s. Are we in a spin cycle? Absolutely. Is it a bad thing? Not at all. Think of it like this. The WHO definition of health was an intention. It was an aspirational goal. The actual practice at the time was a long way away from realizing that vision of health. As we grew as a culture, our health management practice began to converge more and more into line with our health management ideals over time. And today, after all that time, we are so much closer than we ever were before. That it's taken 70 years to get there, and that we're still not quite there. It's not a bad thing. That's just how long it takes for a culture to change its mind. The key is not position. The key is trajectory. It doesn't matter where we are now. What matters is where we've come from and where we are going. And as far as I can see, for health/wellness/well-being, we are definitely moving in the right direction.